Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the Stepdle puzzle. On this day in 1886, Clarence Birdseye was born. Everyone knows Captain Birdseye and the Birdseye brand of frozen food. So to mark this occasion, I'm going to be using some of their products as my starting guesses. Starting with fish, because they do a bunch of fish. Fish fillets, fish fingers, fish something, fish free fillets they do. They do everything fish. Everybody loves fish. But the game doesn't love fish because it's given me 4 greys. How disappointing. But we will go for meat because they do green cuisine meat-free burgers and meat-free other products. And they probably do something that's meaty as well. But I'm focusing on meat-free because that's what the green cuisine range is. So they've got a lot with meat in the actual title of the product. That also gives me 4 greys. Okay, so clearly the game is telling us that we should be vegan and we shouldn't be eating meat or fish. Okay, I'm going to use both of the remaining vowels. Let's just try pour. That is much better. That first letter is going to be a C, isn't it? I think so, because it can't be an S. Right, that was a real coup to have solved that in 4 after such a bad start. Right, we will move on to omega, because so many of their fish fingers are omega-free fish fillets. Omega-3, the number, not omega-free, as in without omega. I don't even know what that would mean. Anyway, omega, unsurprisingly, is a better starting guess, because it had 3 really common vowels in. And we've actually got lucky, and we've got the G as well. So, I guess we're going to go for guest. I could go for guess. I think it's more likely to be right, but I don't want to duplicate the S in case it's a completely different word. Ah! And it's not even guess, it is guessed. So not duplicating letters pays off there. Right, we will move on to garden, as in garden peas. Gives me 3 letters. Right. D, E and N are all pretty common letters, so it doesn't help a whole lot. But I suppose it helps more than if I didn't have any of them, so I won't complain. What are we going to do with them? That's the question. I kind of want to do something ending in E, but all I can think of is something like bundle that is a DLE ending. We can't have a DLE ending because the D cannot be in that position. How about blonde instead then? Ah, well it doesn't end in E. That explains partly why I couldn't think of a good word that did end in E. What about a DE beginning? Trouble is, denote was the first thing I thought of, and we just ruled that out because it could have a duplicated E, but one of them is not going to be at the end. But I mean, the D could be last, but it's quite unlikely because it's not an ED ending. So that does make it more likely that it's a DE beginning, but it's not guaranteed. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this O in either case, because it can't even be an ON ending, like wooden. That's an EN ending. Ignore that I said that. Tendon, that's what I was thinking of. It can't be tendon, because we can't have the N at the end. So what are we going to do? We've got 4 out of 6 letters. That is quite good progress, but it's still really tricky. It really shouldn't be this tricky, I don't think, given how much of this word I've got. It's not going to be correct, but let's just go for demons. They don't have plurals, so I knew the S wasn't going to be at the end. But it does end in the D after all that. Well, I'm glad I went for demons, because I would never have come up with second, because I was convinced it wasn't going to end in the D. Right, we will move on to the best Birdseye product. Birdseye potato waffles. They're waffly versatile. Been a while since I had 7 greys on the 7-letter one. I do not have another one lined up. So I am just going to go for a word that uses, again, all of the remaining vowels. This is what I'm doing. I'm pouting about the fact that I've been so unlucky. Oh, wow! The only vowel is an I. We're going to need a duplicated I then, aren't we? Driving? This game is driving me crazy with all this grey. Okay, so it's going to start DI. What are we going to have next? Digging? Is it really going to be digging? Tripled G's? It's not. Dimming? Oh, this is a horrible hard mode trap. Dinking? What on earth is this word? Dinning? Dinging? Dinging? Dinding? Dinsing? I don't know what this word is, and I've got 6 out of 7 letters. How bizarre. I actually don't know what the word is. It's not going to be a Q. It's not going to be a Y, or an I, or a D, or a G, or an H, or a J. It's got to be an N, hasn't it? What's dinning? I've got no idea what that word is. I'm not going to beat myself up about not getting that. I said when it was a tripled G that I was trying that was difficult. This was a tripled N and it was a word I didn't even know, so it was even more difficult. Wow, I'm glad we had so many guesses in hand for that last one. I don't think it's ever taken me 7 guesses to get the 7-letter one before. I've struggled before, but usually, because you can use up so many letters each time, you narrow it down really quickly. That was a bizarre finish. I mean, at least it didn't take me too long to go through all of the options, but still, 7 guesses. Good job we did the 5-letter one so quickly, so we had 3 guesses left in hand still. So, not a complete disaster, but a very weird one today. That is the Stepdle puzzle. Thank you for watching, and now go and eat some Birdseye products. Bye for now.